Sphincter. Sphincter.
Wubba lubba dub dub.
Sphincter.
All right, gang. All right. That was Beyond Fallen with The Great Distance from their latest CD, As the Spires Fall. Right before that, you heard Corners Sanctuary on the Hunt. Again, they will be at the New Penny here in Scranton with Threat Point, Drama Screen, and Thunder Beaver. Should be a killer show. I will be there. Hope to see you all there. I'm going to kill the background music right now because we have some folks from Circle of Screams with us tonight. We have Lynn, Sam, and Sean. And I'm so proud of myself. I didn't even have to look at the paper. I remembered.
Wow.
Star, gold star.
Well, we had Lynn and Sean here last year. Some of you folks might remember Sean as the Joker. But you're not. You've put that role away this year, right?
Yes, I have, and it feels good to be out of the straitjacket and
able to talk.
Things.
Awesome. So, Lynn, man, for the folks that don't know or are outside the area, tell us a little bit about Circle Screams. Give us some history about it, man.
Circle Screams is actually one of the. There's only two, I think, in the country, haunted drive-in movie theaters. We've been open. This is our sixth season this year. This is my second season leading the pack. We got our start, I believe it was 2012? 2012. And we've just keep on plugging away every year, adding new stuff. So, I mean, you can come and go through the attractions. There's a hayride and a haunted manor, and then you can also stay for the horror movie or watch that first and then go through. It's up to you. And it's up-to-date horror movies. We do have certain weekends where we will play the classics. There's some black and whites, just throw it in there, mix it up a little bit. But, you can come see a movie and go get scared in the woods. It's fun.
Awesome. So, Sam, first year here. Tell us a little something about yourself and your role in Circle of Screams.
Oh gosh, a little bit about myself. Oh no, I don't talk about myself. But
here we go. It's the Sam show.
All right, guys, you gotta take a nap. All right. Well, this is my second year up at Circle of Screams. I love it so much, and this year I'm going to be one of the circus performers up in the new edition of the Cirque de Pure, and in that, I will be twirling and spinning fire. So that's pretty cool. I've been doing that for a while, and it's awesome that I actually get to do it like at a job.
Wow. So that, yeah. Well, isn't it great that you get paid to do something you love?
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
You can't beat that, right?
Yeah.
Sean, man, what are you doing this year?
Well, I'm not sure how much that I can really, let loose of my character here.
Let loose. We're open tomorrow.
Well, I don't know how to put this, like the main demon of the manor walkthrough. And once I am awoken, let's just say there's some heavy metal music played and shit gets real.
Shit always gets real when the metal's playing.
So, but it's always a fun time. This is my 5th year up at the Circle.
So you're like the old man.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
And that shows my iPhone 4. Here we go again, back to the old man. So, yes. But it's a very fun walkthrough. The manor is brand new, and it just goes on and on and on. And when you think it's over, it just keeps going with lots of scares. So come on through. That's all I've got for now.
Awesome. Well, you know what? Lynn, man, tell us a little bit. I mean, I guess without not giving too much away, but tell us a little bit about this year's scare.
Well, this year I decided to change it up a little bit with my team. We kind of did away with the Carnival of Fear 3D clowns, even though everybody loves clowns, and there'll be some clowns. Don't worry. We changed that up, took away the clown tent. We built the Haunted Manor. Our owner is Mike Delfino, so we built Delfino's Manor, as a namesake to, our boss, our big boss. And then we added a few new scenes into the hayride. We feature the movie. The hayride is mostly movie themed. We've added new scenes to that. Some new builds, new stunt work. While still paying homage to some of the old sets that were there. We've added the Cirque de Pieux, which is a fire show. For those who don't know French, Cirque de Pieux is Circus of Fear. So their first year having some real fire pyro performing, which is also featuring heavy metal music.
Of course.
So we've kind of gone more heavy metal this year, because last year people liked the fact that we had music going on. So I said, let's do something a little different than other haunts. Let's make ourselves a little bit different from the competition that stands out there. We're not a scream park. We're a haunted attraction. There's major differences there. I mean, it may sound the same, but that's just how it goes.
Well, how about that? Well, explain the difference.
A scream park is more... it's like a horror theme park. You go there, it's all hands-on, more startle scares, more insanity. I mean, granted, I would love to do something like that, but it's more gore, more hands-on, more loud noises, screaming at people. I'm not discrediting what they do, but it's a different genre,
right?
But the haunted attraction, and this is only my definition. A haunted attraction is more like a theatrical performance. You come to get scared, and you get a show in the mix because they've been performing. They're scripted. But they do break away from the script. I allow my actors some religious freedom as far as like going out there and changing something if it goes with the scene and it stays along the lines.
So I mean, it's a little bit more than just somebody jumping out from behind a tree yelling "boo."
Yeah, we like to bring our audience and pull them into the scene. So if you have a favorite scene from The Hills Have Eyes or from The Nightmare on Elm Street or Friday the 13th, we try to immerse our guests into the scene to make them feel like they're actually part of the movie, even though you're on a hayride in the outdoor setting. We have redone the wagons this year. We've made it so that we can get our scares better, and there's really no place for our victims to hide from us, because people used to hide under the hay that was just all over the wagon, but there's none of that this year. So you have no choice but to face the fear that lies in the woods.
So that proverbial fourth wall doesn't exist.
Nope. Not this year. I took away that.
That's awesome. Sam, what's your take on this year's haunt?
Well, I think it's awesome that we have all these new additions that are coming, and it's only just yet to come from here. Like, we have so many new ideas and everything planned. It's going to be awesome. Yeah.
You're just happy to be the star of the show.
Oh, stop it.
I know, like the folks listening right now can't see, but they're wearing their Circle of Scream shirts. Not two out of three of them wear their Circle of Scream shirts, but they're wearing their hats, Beast, and Beauty. So that's pretty cool, man. Tell us about that. How'd you come up with this?
Well, some haunts like to call themselves the kings and queens of Halloween, but my crew are beasts and beauties. In my mind, royalty can fall, but the beast thrives to survive. So instead of letting someone come in and just knock us down like royalty tends to happen, we're thriving out in the wilderness because we can roam, we can have fun with ourselves. We're not just tied to one specific thing. It's not like we're stuck in a castle. We have the whole forest, so to speak. So it's just our take.
That's cool. Awesome. Sean, man, what's your take on this year's haunt?
Well, I just love it because, as you can see, but not everybody else can see, we have these lovely shirts, and even before my character got switched to this lovely demon, my boss actually put me on like right on the shirt. So it's like I'm just loving this.
Are you sure it's not the Sean show? He's all over the place.
That's right.
The Sean
That's right,
Show.
Sean. That's right, Sam.
Featuring Circle of Screams.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Come for the movie, stay for Sean.
Yeah.
And there's popcorn.
Sean's the after party.
Everybody
that's
loves
great.
popcorn.
And you know what's cool? Like I can feel it. It's almost like a family atmosphere. You guys, I mean, you know, I'm watching you, and I'm watching the vibe here, and that makes it so much easier to work with people, because it's the same thing with bands. If you're not getting along, people pick up on that right away. If the vibe's not there, or if you're trying to fake it,
Right.
and I would imagine it's the same.
Oh, very much so.
Definitely.
It is like, and to clarify, he's not saying that the haunt is family oriented, because it's not. We at the Circle of Screams, we're not just people that come and get our makeup done and go into the woods and scare people. We actually are a family. Like, there's 52 of us, I think, this season.
Wow.
And that's just, my paid positions. I do have plenty of volunteers, which is my younger kids, because they're apprentices, so they're actually learning from all of us veterans. But we are more of a family atmosphere. We do things together outside of the haunt. We go on trips, go to the movies, go to dinner. We are generally there for each other, even in the off season. It's not like November 4th, I'm going to look at Sean and say, I'm like, all right, see you bitches in the spring.
Yeah.
It's more like, hey, I'll see you guys next week, or when are we going to do this again? And we do care about each other, as, Taryn found out how much we care about her last year.
Absolutely, man.
And then we had another incident where another member kind of got, minorly hurt, but we were all there for him. But you're right, the vibe has to be there. When I'm bringing a new cast member in, or when the creative team is actually auditioning and interviewing people, we look for that vibe to see if you're going to go well with our crew. Because that one bad apple can spoil an entire season.
Absolutely.
So we want to make sure that everyone new that comes in is genuine. We can count on them for anything. The friendship comes, but the vibe has to be there from like the moment you step through the doors.
Absolutely, yeah. And again, like I said, it's the same thing with bands. If they're on the verge of breaking up or something, it shows through. Mm-hmm. It shows through, and it could kill a show. It can, faking it can kill a show. So it's so cool, when I see this, this family friend atmosphere. That's awesome. There's, oh no, but it does
Definitely.
It makes it that much easier to pull off what you're doing. If somebody's down, everybody's there to pick them up. It just makes it that much better. And not to sound corny or whatever, but
no, it's not corny.
Pulling at the heartstrings
really
there.
cool. I mean, it's gonna make me cry, and then she's gonna cry, and then we're all gonna cry.
It's a metal show. You can't cry.
I know, because my mascara would run. It's and that's what's the cool thing about the crew we have, because it's cool when like a teenager comes in, an apprentice, because there's other kids their age there that have gone through what they've already gone through, so they know, like, okay, your first year, we know you have a lot of work to do. You have to, you're apprenticing this year, and let me just take you on. So literally from everyone, we have like from 14 on up to 50 something, and we have everyone there, and it's cool because I'm kind of like the father of all of these people. I was very busy.
Papa Smurf
and my little Smurfettes. Yeah. But they're all really cool, and that's what I think makes it a lot easier for me as their manager and director, because they trust my artistic instinct, and they also have the same passion that I have. They want to scare people. They want to do the scene exactly how I have it planned, and if they do something where it's not exactly how I planned, usually I'm like, "Ooh, yes, let's change that a little bit." But that's why I love it. It makes it so much easier, and we all come to work and have a blast, and we know that no one's going to start any unnecessary crap.
No drama.
No drama. It's not like Thanksgiving at a big household or something.
Right.
Not yet, anyway.
All the Thanksgiving clapbacks.
I know, right?
So, this is a question I usually ask the bands. Is it when you're, I guess when you're putting together the scenes or the ideals, the thoughts, is it a one-person effort? Is it a group effort? How's that go about?
Well, I have a team of 5 people. They're my creative crew, which are the ones that actually have these jerseys, which Sean is on. Usually, I'll come up with the idea, and I'll text them or bounce it back between like, well, what do you think about this? Or what do you think about that? This is my thoughts on this over here, and 9 out of 10 times we're all already on the same page. It's kind of scary. Like when we came up with the Circuit de Pierre, I had envisioned something completely different in the off season. Like I wanted to walk through or a maze, and then just one day, as we were building it, I took a step back, and Angelo, who is my assistant manager, he knows that they all know when I get that far away look in my eyes, don't even talk to me because I'm zoned out. And he just looked at me and goes, "You're thinking of a performance space," and I'm like, get out of my face. I can't even look at you right now. And it's just chilling because they've given me goosebumps and my hair's raised up because I'll be thinking something and one of them will say it. So that's what I think is amazing about them. So it's not just a me, it's a we. I give everyone credit. I've Lindsay, I have Greg, I have Sean, Angelo. It's a team effort.
Awesome.
And I just come up with the main idea and they run with it, and we're always on the same page, and that's what I love about them.
That's killer.
Definitely.
That's killer. Yeah, because I know it's same thing in bands. I mean, you got your leader, but they bounce things off the other guys, but yeah, man.
And
I gotta confess. Now, last year when I had you guys here, and I invited you over, and I was thinking, oh man, what the fuck did you just do? They're not a band. What the hell are you going to talk about? And it turned out like 2.5 hours went by like that.
It did.
Because we had so much to talk about. It turned out to be one of my highest rated shows.
Oh, and we're very grateful of that. I mean, it's we love coming here. Like actually, when we start rehearsals, we're like, when Tara would come up for rehearsal, I'm like, when are your dad and I getting together to talk about being on the show? I was like, because I want to do it again.
Yeah. Well, and that's what I told her. I said, where's Lynn? I want to talk to him.
Yeah, it's like we absolutely love doing this. And even in the off season when we had our makeup parties, thank you, Ed, for letting us have the makeup parties at the house. I appreciate it. We would discuss this. We would say, oh my God, remember what we did on the show? This was awesome. That we would talk about being here on your show. It would come up as we're doing makeups and so forth. So trust me, we enjoy being here.
Cool, that's awesome. Well, let's take a break. We'll play a tune or two. Let me pull the player up. There we go. Another local band I got called Praise the Sinner. Tune's called Carol Ann. It's a song written about the poltergeist.
Oh, wow.
Again, so I'm trying to do the Halloween theme here,
That works.
All right, gang. We're going to take a break, take a breather. Praise the Sinner right now with Carol Ann. This is the Keep It Metal Show right here on Digital Revolution Radio.
She thought it was nothing, nothing you could start.
must find a way. Now she must find a way to fight on the light. She must find her way out. Run, run. You must run to the light. Try to find your way. You must find your way out. Run to the light. Run to the light. Run to the light. Caroline. Run to the light. Run to the light. Run to the light. Caroline. It's too cold to fight. I can't find the light. I don't want to suffer anymore. Now she can find her way back home. The beast now is pushed upon its throne. The other side twisted, so go to some distance, you can find your way home. Need to want to leave them, so we get to see this, so it's never this time. That's what it wants and wants, what it needs and wants, what it bleeds and more. Now it needs and what it lets receives to burn as it does desire. Run to the light, the spiritual light. Now she must desperately fight for her life. And now she must find a way.
All right, gang, we're back with the gang from Circle of Screams. Lynn, Sam, Sean, how's it going?
What up?
Awesome.
Awesome. So, we'll start with you, Lynn. Tell us a little bit about yourself. How did you get involved in this? When did you know that this is something you wanted to do?
Well, for as far as the haunt world, I honestly give the credit for ringing me into this to Brandy Morris. She's a good friend of mine. I met her and her mother at Quaker Steak and Lube, which is now shut down in Dixon City. And we were talking about my acting, my years of acting and so forth. And it took them, I think, 2 or 3 weeks of twisting my arm to get me to come up to the haunt. And then, my scene ended up being the longest scene in the whole hayride, and I was thrown, 10 feet across the deck 20 times a night. And that's how it kind of got beaten into me.
Literally.
Then I started, apprenticing a little bit, nonchalantly, watching how Brandy did things and the makeup she did. And, I learned a lot from just watching her. And then, she ended up going out to LA to cinema makeup school, leave me all alone. And she's doing great things now. She's working on the show The Orville.
Oh,
She does,
wow, yeah.
Yeah, she graduated from cinema makeup school. She's doing all these amazing things now. And then last year, I started taking over 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Because I end up giving little speeches to the cast 2 years ago. You guys can do this. This is a great job. Da 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 da. And then Dave Costelli asked me if I wanted to manage the haunt, and I took over last year, which was my first endeavor. And the rest is history. I mean, I dove headfirst into the haunt. I locked myself into my room for a week. Didn't come out except for to take the dog out, and just came up with ideas, and then came up to the haunt and did it. And well, here we are. I mean, my second season as a manager. And I love doing what I do. I feel like I'm pretty good at doing what I do. I have a great group of people that I lead, and that's basically it. I mean, I love them all. They're great.
I would say the testament to your first year as a manager is your second year as a manager. You're managing again.
Yeah, they asked me to come back instead.
Exactly. So you did something right the first year.
Yeah, and I mean they got really good reviews. I mean they had gotten pretty sad reviews the years before, and then I don't know what I did, but I took over and the reviews are doing well. I mean everyone loves it. You still get the few people who are like, oh, it didn't scare me. It's like, yeah, well, some people just aren't scared easily unless you're throwing them against a wall.
And again, that could be people from other organizations just
True.
popping up on the review page there. And
Oh, it could be, but actually, that's the other thing is like I've turned over. I used to be like competition. No, we don't like them. They're bad. But I mean, I'm not as hardcore as I was about it. I've actually calmed down and pulled back from it. I think that all the haunts should really work together. There was an instance down in Florida. There was a haunt that got taken out by the first hurricane. It was either Florida or Texas. Anyway, there was a haunt that literally got washed out by the hurricane, and there was a haunt, I think it was like 50, 60 miles away that, didn't get touched. And they actually invited the haunt up that got washed away up to their property to set up some scenes so that they could have something to do. And that really hit a chord with me. That's how it's supposed to be.
Right.
We shouldn't be hating each other all the time. We should just embrace each other's differences and move on. There's enough, people to scare in this world. There's how many billions of people in the U.S. alone? The pie's there. We can all have a slice.
Exactly.
I mean, nothing wrong with a little bit of friendly competition, but
no,
I just think that we should all be there regardless. For each other.
You shouldn't be trying to take each other out either.
Yeah. Don't try and kill me because I'm good. I mean, shit.
Don't hate me because you ain't me.
Listen, Lynn showed up in a long trench coat and sunglasses and a fake beard. This guy's he's a marked man.
I am. I mean, Secret Service all the way. I had to buy a new vehicle. Got my little packet from the FBI.
His license plate flips over and exposes a fake.
It does. It flips over and shows someone. It shows the Joker laughing.
Yeah.
No, it's perfectly fine. I mean, we all do different things, and we should just embrace it. But I mean, there is competition there. And I'm fully prepared to take on the competition, but it would be easier for them if they just played nice.
Well, right, and I get it. It's a business too.
It is.
And I get that part. But like you said, you should be working together.
Yeah, and sometimes it is a competition of who has the bigger balls, but
you're right.
It does.
Right.
It turns into that, and it's sad, but it works. I mean, it's just like in the music industry. You have record labels fighting over each other all the time. There's enough talent out there. I mean,
yeah, exactly. Sam, how about you? How'd you get into performing and?
Well, similarly to Lynn, one of my best friends, Jen, shout out to Jen, she actually pulled me up to Circle of Screams. She told me, just like Lynn, years previous, oh, you got to come up, this is the greatest job ever, you have to. And just every year I just was no, I can't, I'm already working another job, I can't really have the time to do this. And then I actually came up to, visit Circle of Screams in 2015, where I met Lynn for the first time. He was my tour guide as Beetlejuice. And I immediately was oh my God, this guy's awesome. And Jen's yeah, that's Lynn. He's awesome. He's great. And the next year, she's so do you want to come up for Circle of Screams? That was when you posted the parts for last year. And I'm yeah, why not? I should do it. And she's oh, they're looking for anybody with special talents. I'm dude, I twirl fire. I'm right here. And yeah, that's how I got up there. And then my first year there, just everybody was so welcoming with open arms and everything. And it was awesome just to be part of one big family. It reminded me of high school drama club when you're literally one big family. That's exactly how I felt there. So it's awesome.
Well, there's got to be a love for horror too, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's got to be.
There is. I do have.
You better say something, Lynn.
Some of my younger castmates have yet to see. One thing I'll do is when I cast someone in a specific role, if it's one of the movie themed, I'll tell them to watch the movies. Just not to steal scenes from the movies, but just to get an idea of their character, a feel for it. so that it transfers into the realism of who they're portraying. Like when Sam was cast as Akasha last year, I made her watch Queen of the Damned. I had a guy I hired as, you know, one of my Hills Have Eyes. He doesn't even like horror movies. He went home and watched all of them with his kids. And now I changed his role. Now he has to watch another series of horror movies, which I'm sure he already did. But that's what I tell my actors when they come up, when I hire them on. I'm like, now this is your role. You know, watch the movies just to get an idea. I have the script. Don't worry about, you know, memorizing the lines in that 2-hour movie, because it's not going to be like that. I want them to feel the character. I want them to know the in-depth storylines. Some of them come up with their own storylines, which I had one actor say, "Oh, I don't like how the movie was." I'm like, okay. They're like, I think that their character should have been more like this, and it actually kind of made sense. Their version was a fresh take, and that's what I look for. And I like pushing my employees to their max. You know, like last year, Sam just did the Fire Poi, and that actually transferred into a fire show now this year. Like when she showed up last year and this year, when I had a gentleman show up, his name's Carl. He actually juggles fire and breathes fire and sword swallows, all that good stuff. I always feel like I'm on a judging panel for America's Got Talent or something, because I never know what they're going to do at auditions or what they're going to do. Like Elizabeth, you know, God love her, you know, under special talents, this is how much of a smart ass she is, and I love her for it. She goes, I don't have special talents, but I may be big, but I can move. So I was like, okay, all right, we're going to test that theory. That's just like little things that we do. But yeah, there definitely has to be a love for horror. And if you don't have a love for horror, I'm guaranteeing you by the end of your experience of, you know, working with us, that you will have a love for horror, because it just gets instilled in you. Like, Louis never saw like any horror movies, and he's playing, you know, one of the key roles in the Friday the 13th. And I don't know if I think he actually went home and watched that scene on YouTube, because I don't think his parents would allow him to watch Nightmare on Elm Street. So he just got to see that clip, so he knew exactly what he was meant to do.
Yeah.
But that's just what I have them all do. I mean, and if you come in, like Sean comes to an interview with his own straitjacket. I mean, who's not going to hire a guy with his own straitjacket? It's just they all bring something little to the table, but definitely a love of horror is either come with it or it gets instilled in you.
Cool. Sean, how about you, man? And when did you get involved in this, or how did you get involved in this? When did you know this is what you wanted to do, man?
Well, first, I just need to touch on the little thing that we were talking about horror, and they call me Doomhead, but apparently that's not my name anymore. Well, let's see. I've always just kind of liked some horror movies more than others. I mean, some are like, you know, okay, really cheesy and whatever, but
right.
Some of them older, really cheesy movies are just really good because they are like B movies, and it's just like, I don't know. It's a different class of good movies. I started the haunt business at a different haunt, which is still open, if I can release names, Dracula's Forest. And I just saw that they were hiring people, and I was like, well, hey, this sounds like fun. I get to go and scare people, and like, hey, I'm kind of crazy. I used to go camping with like a scream mask and just kind of like walk the pathway of the campsite, freak people out. I kind of got in trouble a few times, but in the end, like, it was just like, it was all for fun, like, so just to get that reaction out of people. So I started at Dracula's Forest maybe like 2010, I want to say. Then like they kind of sold where I was a witch doctor on a stick, and or a jalapeno on a stick for other people. And so then they sold my part, and I got shoved back into the woods, and it was like my original part was kind of like more acting. I had a script, I had like lines, and that's what, I don't know, that's what kind of like, it sucked because I was just like up there in a t-shirt in like a set of trailers. I had heaters, they never really worked. I was always freezing. But it's still, I had like a script, and I had to like scare the hell out of these people, and I always did. And then I got thrown into the woods, and it was just like, well, okay, you know, stand behind this tree, go up on the wagon. It was just kind of like, you know, sloppy. Like, that's not really what I want to do. So then a friend of mine who doesn't work up at Circle anymore, like 5 years ago, he said, well, we're just hiring, because this was like their second year. And I'm like, hey, I'll do this. And sadly, I just kind of like left Dracula's, and I'm like, yay, this is a lot better now. In the beginning, it was just like the same thing, like hiding, playing with a chainsaw, running after people, but, you know, it got
you
into that.
saw the room for advancement.
Oh, of course.
With Circle.
And now, like, you know, I got to play, like, one of my childhood fantasies. I've always liked to play the Joker, and, like, I kind of did that. So I'm like, I can check that off the bucket list, and now I can move on to being a demon from hell.
All right, so not to dwell on Dracula, but they sold your part.
They,
I don't understand. Explain
I'm not
that.
exactly really sure. They were in.
I can explain that.
Like, they were with
they just,
business
like, the highest bidder, or
with
how's
another
that work?
haunt group, and they were like out by like Wall and Paul Pack. So, like, my set of trailers might have been owned by them, and they just kind of, like, reclaimed them, but it still was like, well, bye. That's, like, there goes my job, then. Like, I don't know. I didn't get a say in this. So, I'm just a little witch doctor on a stick, though.
At least you have your stick, though.
I'm trying to picture this, and I don't know.
This is great.
I don't know, right? You know, sometimes radio isn't great for the visuals. It doesn't do us justice. So, Lynn, it gets bigger and better every year, I'm assuming, right?
It does. You know, I know, like Sam said earlier, we have already started, you know, me and the creative team have already started plotting what we would like to do next season, which is an entire new twist. But we're going to get through this season first, which opens tomorrow at Circle of Screams at Circle Drive-In in Dixon City, Pennsylvania, USA.
18519.
It does get bigger and better. Like this year, you know, the Cirque du Pied makes the hayride longer. You know, it's a show within a show. We added on to, well, the manor is brand new. It used to be just a cage maze up there. We have, you know, changed it out of the cage maze. We've incorporated that with the manor, and then, you know, there's another maze after that, and then you go through this extended path through the woods, which, you know, was quite fun to do this year because it was my first time, you know, actually expanding anything, because last year I just played on what they already had. But this year is my first year actually expanding it. And next year I want to expand it even more. You know, this is something that I feel that I was born to do this full time, year round.
Cool. Cool.
So,
well, you know, and this is, you know, I see the similarities, you know, in theater and bands. Band I manage, they release a CD, and while they're recording that CD, they're already thinking about the next.
Oh yeah,
you know,
and that's how it goes with this. I mean,
maybe it's the creative process, or I don't know.
It just keeps going. It doesn't stop.
That's why I'm a DJ and not like theater or a band member.
Well, you just get the fun part of interviewing them. It's creative hell going through, you know, what you can do and what you can't do. Like there's times where I know there was plenty of time over the summer when Angelo and I were building, you know, the manor or the Cirque du Pure stage, that I would start, you know, talking about next year, and he's like, whoa, let's finish this first. I'm like, fine. So I'd just get a notebook and start writing things down. And then towards the end of the build process, Angela started letting me, you know, actually vocalize my thoughts on, you know, next season. So they actually they have to reel me back in, because, you know, for some reason, as soon as I get done with the script, as soon as, you know, everything's built, I'm like, okay, we're done. You know, fill it with actors. We're good to go. Because they're really talented people. So like in the creative process, it's like, okay, this one's already done. I'm focused on next year already. You have to be a year ahead in the game, and that gives you, you know, longer time to come up with, you know, different ideas. Like I said, next year I want to expand it even further into the woods. add a new spot over here or another spot up here, that would be completely separate from what they already have. Bigger and better, and just keep going.
Awesome. So how long is the tour?
Well, the hayride is with the Circuit de Pure is almost an hour, I believe, because the circus. The circus is probably about 15-20 minutes, and that's including performance and scare times. And that's the other thing. I have everything down to a timing with every scene. We're good. Okay. Anyway, we have everything down to a timing with each scene, so I know exactly how long it is. So if someone says, "Oh, it was only 30 minutes," I can honestly look at them and say, "I don't know what ride you were on, but I know that takes 45 minutes of this and another 20 minutes of this." So I know how long it takes. The manor has been put at roughly 30 to 45 minutes. It all depends on your group. Like if you take a group of your friends through and they actually take time to enjoy it, not just rush through it like people tend to do, if you actually enjoy it, it can be a nice experience. You can get the scare, and it's not all about scare, boom, down the hallway, run through it. It's not like that. And I found that's what people tend to do in certain, like even at a bigger name haunts. Like we were at Six Flags Fright Fest this past weekend. We went for their opening, and their people were just run through their haunted houses, and it's like, you need to take time and enjoy it. You can't just expect to get scared and get the full effect if you're just running through.
Right.
Especially with our actors, because it's all theatrical. We want to immerse you into our world. So please take the time, relax.
So I mean,
it's not a race.
You basically make an evening of it.
Basically, yeah. We open the gates at 6 o'clock. The first ride's at 7:30 or dusk, and then the Haunted Manor actually opens 45 minutes after the hayride. So that gives time for you to go through the hayride portion, and then you can go into the more aggressive scare zone, which is where the demons are. And that's the other part. Is like I didn't realize. Like there's a lot of stuff I don't realize until my cast points it out to me. Like I didn't realize I have a whole manor and estate filled with demons, and it basically goes from your demons within. I didn't. They all brought that to my light, because in my head I'm just like, okay, this character is a demon, this character is a demon. Oh, we're gonna put this script over here. This is how they're gonna do this. And they're like, dude, everybody's a demon. You just like, and you're trying to make more demons. I'm like, It's like that's what they'll get from me. I'm just like, yeah, we'll go with it. But yeah, you have to go and enjoy something. It's like, it'd be like going to a Broadway show or something and saying, okay, can you hurry up with your lines? I have to go to dinner in 20 minutes.
Right,
you just can't enjoy it. But do make an evening out of it. By all means, come on up. Tickets are half priced in September for the combo tickets, so you can get the full round of everything for $12.50. Normally it's $15 per attraction or $25 for the whole shebang. That also includes the movie price.
Oh, wow. Okay. So that's a really, really good deal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, wow.
I mean, that's, I think it's really cool because, you come in and you can bring a friend back later, and be like, shoot, dude, you have to go see this crap. This is awesome. And then you can also check out what movie they're playing, like, whether it's, Stephen King's It, the new one, or if it's Jigsaw, which we're playing this season, or any plethora of other horror movies that we're actually doing, first run movies this year. So you can come for the movie and stay for the scare. And if you're lucky enough, one of my people that are floating around are going to scare the shit out of you anyway while you're in the car trying to watch said movie, which we've gotten in trouble for that before.
Yes.
Oopsies.
It's all about the performance. And people have said, and we have, I've had my liner trying to scare people that are trying to watch the movie, and they'll come over and be like, oh, your actor scared me. Well, he's doing his job.
Well, yeah, good. Right?
Good
Good job.
Oh, he scared you? Did you scream? Okay.
Job done.
Yeah. And most managers will be like, no, you can't do that. I'm like, high five, bitches. It's like, I love it when they do that stuff, and my actors, they know that their main goal is to get someone to, piss their pants or defecate. We don't mind the smell of poo as long as it came from us scaring you.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't show up that way.
Yeah,
right?
we didn't show up that way, but we did that too. That's fine. Change in the bathroom. But that's all you really will hear from my managers when we're talking to the actors is, let's scare the piss out of them. Yes, our slogan is we'll scare the yell out of you, but the actor's slogan is we'll scare the piss out of you or make you defecate. One or the other.
Awesome. Let's take a break. We'll play a tune, Demon Boy. Demon Boy.
Yeah.
The tune's called Dear God. I'm Billy. This is the Keep It Metal Show right here on Digital Revolution Radio.
Everyone's days come running for their lives. Moments later, all of downtown New York looked like it had been hit by a bomb.
Dear God, hope you got the letter in. I pray you can make a better town here. I don't need a big reduction in the price of beer. But all the people that you made in your image, see them starving on their feet. 'Cause they don't get enough to eat from God. I can't believe in you.
Motherfucker, that ain't sweat. That's my cooter juice.
That's awful. That's awful.
Calm your cooter juice.
Oh, God. Yeah, I'm going to kill this background music. So, yeah, new word, cooter juice.
Cooter juice. That's my new word this season's cooter juice.
Cooter juice.
Grab my cooter juice, Sam.
You were dishing cooter juice.
Yeah, we're going to dish cooter juice, not tea anymore.
It always goes there.
I'm putting that on a shirt. Cooter juice.
That's so weird.
You know, I swear to God, a show doesn't go by where we don't talk about some kind of bodily fluid. So, you're talking about piss and defecating before.
Yeah,
Now we're
The word of
talking
the
about
day is
cooter juice.
It is. We could be like we're on Pee Wee's Playhouse. Ah! Cooter juice.
Oh, this is too good.
Anytime you hear the word cooter juice,
Take a shot.
Oh,
crazy.
that would make things interesting. Next Six Flags trip, anyone?
Take a shot. Scooter.
Oh my God. Tell us, I guess, a little personal story about yourself here. When you're not doing Circle of Screams, Lynn, when you're not, rehearsing, writing, creating, man, what do you do in your time off, man? What do you do for R&R?
I don't know what R&R is. I literally put 12 to 13 hours a day and 7 days a week. But I mean, when I'm not at the haunt and I'm not, teaching dance, yes, I teach dance. I don't know, everything, like, my life revolves around the haunt, literally. Like, I'll see something in horror movies mostly, or learning a new makeup trick. I really don't get R&R. Like, my cast, had to drag me away to go to Six Flags this weekend because otherwise I'd have been at the haunt all day long. It's like, take a break. I enjoy, watching movies, going to amusement parks. Like, actually, I will have some R&R after the haunt's over this year. I'll be going to Disney for, to Orlando for a week, my first vacation in ages. Specifically because I've been at the haunt so much, I just want to break. So I'll have to let you know about that R&R when I actually have it in November.
Yeah,
so,
very good.
Yeah.
So, Sam, same question. When you're not at the haunt, when you're not scaring the hell out of people, what do you do with your time off?
All right. Well, I'm a junior at Penn State Worthington. I'm majoring in biology, so most of my time is pretty much consumed with classes and everything. I'm also involved in the Penn State Chorus and Rockettes, little small audition group ensemble. So, wow. And then I work up at Circle, and then I work at Dixon City Laser Tag. If anybody wants to come on down, awesome. It's really fun. But yeah, I pretty much don't have a life besides schoolwork, and the haunt.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Jeez.
And laser tag. Oh my
and
God.
Laser tag.
Yeah.
And laser tag.
It's come so far since the 80s.
Laser tag?
Yeah.
Really? I don't even know how it was back then.
You're talking about huge backpacks and everything.
These huge guns.
Yeah, like the guns look like ecto things from Ghostbusters.
We
They're
used to
so
have
big.
those. Those were like our old vests, but now
I'll
we're
just see you on the other
updated.
side, Jim.
We're updated. We have the new state-of-the-art equipment. See, Dan would be proud of me.
Don't
I'm
cross the streams.
Don't cross the street.
So, Sean, man,
Well,
what do you do with your time off, man?
For rest and relaxation.
Yes, sir.
Well, I'm not going to talk about my job. Geez, we're talking about resting and relaxation, and you bring up your other jobs. I go to school.
I don't rest
Not
and relax.
resting.
I don't.
Jeez. Who wants to hear about what you do during the day? The work part of your life. Nobody cares about that.
Well, I wake up, it's haunt. I work all day, it's haunt. I
His
go to
work
bed, it's
life,
haunt.
If nobody wants to hear about
Well,
that, we wouldn't have a
You
haunt.
kind of live there anyway. So.
I basically do live there. Actually, our boss, Dave Castelli, made a comment to the owner, Mike Delfino, one day, because he's like, Lynn has a lot of hours, and he goes, yeah, Lynn's 2 hours from living here. He's like, he is about ready to set up a cot somewhere and just live on property because he's here.
Just set up a tent on the stage.
No, I'm going to move into Krampus.
Well, it's not really this season. Well, see, I do seasonal sports, I guess. I'm into snowboarding's a big one, but northeastern Pennsylvania is famous for snow, so 9 months out of the year I can actually do that. The other time when it's actually sunny, I did just get a kayak off of this wonderful person here just for free, so now I can go out on the open
You're welcome.
lakes. Thank you. Thank you. But also, I've been trying to get away and go camping, but we have actually had some haunt camping outings, like up at the Circle, so that was also like kind of two birds in one stone, going camping and doing the haunts.
I can only imagine those ghost stories.
Oh, crazy, yeah.
Imagine all the stories that we have
card
around the
games
campfire.
and tea and wine.
Uno until like 2 o'clock in the morning.
Oh my God, because I hate that
But
game.
it always gets fun.
Draw 4, Lynn.
No.
Reverse.
Lie Entertainer.
Draw 2, Lynn.
Yeah, so at least Sean gets to have some R&R and go snowboarding. I mean,
don't.
we don't have lives. I'm all
work and
haunt
go
and
to
she's all school.
Yeah.
So, it's a music show, man. Tell us what music you guys are into. Lynn.
Oh, man.
Well, I actually enjoy all types of music. Like I was saying earlier before the interview started, it was rough transitioning from the summer because I generally listen to metal, and when we're doing makeups, we listen to metal. And it's funny because we tried listening to normal music when we were doing makeups, and it didn't work very well. We couldn't focus. But I like some hip hop music. Because I teach hip hop. I like certain pop musicians. But I'm more of a metal boy. I love my Nirvana, Metallica, Megadeth. I even some of the local bands like Traverse the Abyss is really good. Curse of Sorrows is really good. And I also I like country too. I mean, Flatland Ruckus, Chris Shrive is really good, as well as some of the mainstream people. I tend to find something in everything I like except for rap. I don't understand rap. I can't get into it. It's my personal thing.
Okay.
And they probably say the same thing about
maybe
metal.
you guys can school me. What is the difference between hip hop and rap?
The beat.
Okay.
Rapping, they tend to
Talk faster.
Hip hop has more of a soul feel to it. Mm-hmm. It's more danceable, more relatable. I mean, although I'm sure people who are hardcore rap people, they will testify like, no, rap's soulful and spiritual. But from my perspective, I mean, the difference is the sound. I can't choreograph to rap. I can choreograph to hip hop. Missy Elliott, she is actually a blend of the two. Nicki Minaj is a blend of the two, but like the hardcore stuff, it's more about like getting your angst. Oh, okay. It's kind of like metal. Okay, like metal and rock. There's a big difference.
Right. Okay.
And same with metal. Screaming, getting your feelings out, just getting it all out.
Aggressive, angry.
Yeah, aggressive, angry. That's just the guitar version of rap. Rap, the background is mostly synthesizers and electronic. So they're kind of the same, just, one uses guitars and one,
right.
Uses, electronic.
No, that was a great analogy. As soon as you said that, I was like, it clicked.
Yeah.
Okay.
They just do it to a different beat.
Awesome. Well, so I forgot what I was talking about because I got off subject.
What kind of music we like?
Yeah, there we go. It's the Lynn Show.
All right. I took over this time.
Oh, man.
What the hell?
I'll let Sam speak for a little bit.
Yeah, Sam, please. What do you listen to?
Okay. Well, I can listen to pretty much anything. I am that basic person. It's like, I like anything. But no, no, I don't like Starbucks. I like Dunkin'. But I listen to pretty much anything except for country and metal. I'm sorry. We're on the metal show, and I'm like, I don't listen to metal. But no, I really can't listen to country or metal. But I listen to pretty much everything except for that. But my favorite all-time genre of music is alternative. So I can listen to a lot of alternative. Okay. I can listen to a lot of
You've redeemed yourself.
Weezer, 90s, alternative, old style, new style alternative, just all of that stuff. So.
Cool. Sean, how about you, man?
Well,
Well.
It's kind of all over the place.
You should hear his iPod.
some music is kind of like seasonal to me to kind of get me into the mood to like scaring and everything, and more so like, you know, some heavy metal or something just to kind of pump you up and everything. But recently, over the spring and summer, I went to see a band down in the Sherman Theater, which was Go Go Bordella. Kind of like a gypsy punk band, and he's just like in a classification of his own. I feel him, Les Claypool from Primus.
Oh my God,
he's just amazing,
right?
And then somebody from the past, Frank Zappa. Like they're just like unique artists, but it works.
Yeah.
So I'm into like weirder type of music, but recently it's been like Korn or something to get me kind of through my work day and looking forward to the weekend to scare things. And
right.
But the other day you were listening to like something from like the 20s when I came up to the manor.
And there's that too, yeah. Like I
going through the streets.
Buried.
I'm okay with like jazz and swing music, like the kind of soul of music in general, I guess. But I'm also a drummer, so that's part of my R&R, I guess.
That's cool.
So I've gotten a lot of techniques from jazz and early musician stuff that is still in music today.
Jazz, okay, I'm a bass player. So as soon as you said Les Claypool, I lit
perfect.
up, right?
Yeah, he's
but jazz, man, that's like on a whole nother level. That's like learning a different language.
Yeah.
That the scales in jazz are like, wow.
Oh yeah.
But music is just, it's part of me. I don't know. I go through my whole day at work just listening to music just because, I don't know, I feel life's too quiet. It needs that soundtrack. Everybody needs a soundtrack.
That's cool.
I'll just have to put that like on a bumper sticker now.
Yeah,
Life's
trademark
too quiet. We need music.
Trademark that. That's cool.
And that's how the arts was saved.
Oh my God. So okay, plug away, man. Plug.
Okay, well, actually, a couple things, new things actually with the Circle Screams this year. We're actually doing our first Extreme nights, November 3rd and 4th. The tickets are $45 a person, and we're only selling 100 tickets each night. You will embark with your group through a walking tour of the Haunted Hayride, followed by the Delfino Manor and Estate, where your only light will be a very dim flashlight. So you'd have to wear sneakers and nothing that you don't mind getting gore or blood on. Mm-hmm. Our normal season, though, is September 22nd through October 29th. $25 for the combination pass, which gets you through the hayride and everything else. Then you have $15 if you just want to do the hayride, or $15 if you just want to do the manor, but it does include the ticket price, which you can get everything for your tickets and so forth, and check out what movies are playing which weekend on circleofscreams.com. Gates open at 6 o'clock. Showtime starts at 7:30 or dusk, whichever one comes first. Then the Delfino Manor promptly 45 minutes after the hayride. We have a great group of people up ready to scare the holy hell out of you. Just be careful what you where you look.
So your opening night's tomorrow, September 22nd.
Yeah.
When do you run till?
Well, the ticket booth closes at 10:30 p.m. And we will be running until the last person.
Well, the date. What's your last show?
Oh, the last show for the entire season. For the entire season is November 4th. The hayride, the regular season is till October 29th, and then the next weekend we have our Dark Circle, which is our first extreme hands-on walkthrough, which we will be requiring all guests to sign a waiver. That's how serious I'm going. So yeah, don't wear anything good. Don't wear any of that Gucci. I don't want to see it. And leave your cell phones at home because the memory is the only thing that's going to be, taken from that event. So bring sneakers and a crappy T-shirt and some sweats
and diapers.
And diapers. No, actually, we have diapers. We have diapers. We have adult diapers if you need them. For a nominal
I'm not
fee.
going to ask why you guys have them.
Let's just say there's some fun in the haunted manor where, I'm just going to leave it at that. Go away. And I'll leave it at that.
They need to come up to see the rest.
You have to come up. I can't give away the show for free. We did that last weekend.
That's right. It was family.
Friends and Family Night,
yes.
which we premiered the Delfino Manor that night. And yeah, so that was a good night.
Awesome. That's a pretty long run too, man.
It is. We actually expanded our season this year. We normally do 5 to 6 weekends, and this year we decided to do 7 weekends, with the final weekend being the Extreme Nights, which, Circle has never done anything like that before. So I'm very proud of my cast, and my bosses for, allowing me to take on that endeavor, because that's like even more training for my crew. Like even when we're scaring people on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, during the week, we're pressed, but we can touch them.
Right.
So, don't make me put some handcuffs on you people when you come through, because I will.
And there's, we were talking a little bit off air earlier, and not to get into too much detail, but there's a bit more of a heightened sense of security this year because of an incident. So, I mean, I'm sure you're prepared for that, right?
I'm very prepared for that. I take my actors' safety and the security, as well as my patrons' safety and security, to heart. Accidents happen. I mean, they've happened all over, the summer at, amusement parks, fairgrounds. But, I heard about the accident that happened last night. I'm not mentioning any names.
Right.
But that did heighten us even farther to ensure that our actors are, take the precautions to be safe and secure, to make sure that everything is operable for my guests and for my employees. Because like we said earlier, we're one big family, and I don't want to see anything happen to any one of them. So
right. Because, I mean, everybody wants to pull off the show of a lifetime, but at the end of the night, you want everybody to go home safe with all fingers and toes still attached.
Oh yes, and that's just how we do it.
I was doing jazz fingers.
He was doing jazz fingers. We're proud of him. Yeah, I mean, we make sure we sweep the grounds out at the end of the night. Make sure all of our actors come out. They have to check in, they have to check out this year, and that's something we're doing differently this year. Is they actually have to sign in and sign out.
That's good.
So just so me and my managers above me, know, okay, well, I know this person left at this certain time.
Right.
There's no room for error.
I guess as a father of somebody that's in your show, that makes me feel better.
Yeah. So. I would never leave them out. We love our Nemos, and that's what we refer to the youngins as Nemos. I don't know how that started, but it just started last year. So we love our little Nemos. We're going to find Nemo at the end of the night. We speak whale. We can go through the woods. But yeah, it's just a heightened sense of security, and that's just how it's going to be. I mean, we've amped up our game because of what we've seen happen other places.
Right. Oh, hey.
There she is.
There she is. We got my daughters here, Taryn.
The rest of the cast is coming up. Hold on.
Oh my God.
Running up the stairs.
And we got Taryn.
We don't want her on camera.
Kaylee.
And the Olsons.
You sold Angelo 5 Chris bars, and you don't even.
Excuse me, we're on the
Yes,
air
I do.
here.
You guys are on radio.
Yeah, we're on the radio, so
hi.
Hello.
So we got my daughter Taryn, her friend Kaylee, her other friend Kayla, and Joel.
Speaking of the Nemos,
yeah, we were just talking about the
we were
Nemos.
just talking about the Nemos.
Yes.
This is the entire Nemos.
This is only half of the Nemos.
There's a lot more Nemos.
I love your shoes. I see them on girls at school all the time.
Wow. And the heavy metal show just talked about
It's
shoes.
just we just turned into the Justin Bieber show.
Jeez, like, wow. Despacito.
No, I know. My daughter's a metalhead.
Halloween every day.
Wow.
Turned my car into a clown car.
Into a clown car.
How apropos
My shoulder is dislocated.
from the clown car.
And I forgot I have seizures.
Taryn.
Karen!
Well, we were talking about safety and security of my actors.
Yeah, like literally just before you said that.
We're doing really good. We had a really good rehearsal.
A good dress rehearsal. You guys are ready for tomorrow, right? Oh wait, no, the band.
None of us are going tomorrow.
See, this is why I hate the band. With the haunt, I have to deal with the band. With dance, I have to deal with cheerleading. It's insane.
And drama club.
Drama club.
Drama club.
Drama club.
And now I have a little dog on that.
Why does it sound like you? Young Frankenstein. Did you just say Kyle?
What?
I do drama club.
That's what he's doing. He's like, I do drama club.
Kyle.
Oh, God. So we just totally lost control of the show.
Because we were invaded by children.
That's cool. So
who aren't even going to be there on Friday.
What do you guys think of the haunt, man?
Oh, I love it. I've always been through the hayride, but it's looking pretty nice this year.
I mean, a lot of
I'm
people
terrified
work
of
it.
fire, so I
It's
close my
under the
eyes
best
for the entire
management ever,
circus.
so I really like it.
It's my worst fear.
Joe.
I have great confidence in our cast and performance this year.
Good.
I mean, we scare our own workers. So.
We do, and that's one thing that was great about when we all went to Six Flags on Saturday. We spent more time scaring each other at Six Flags while waiting to go through the haunted houses, which Six Flags, you need to step up your game. They were not scary at all. A little girl with a tin can scraping at me is not scary. But, we had fun. Angelo, my assistant manager, scared the crap out of me. We scared Sam with bamboo. It was great. And then people in line started getting bored, so they started watching us scare each other. So they started scaring people the same way we were scaring people. So it was like we were working, but at a different haunt. What? And I wasn't getting paid. We had to pay to the non-scares.
You had to pay to yeah.
But yeah, we have fun up there. We scare each other. I mean, Angelo is notorious for scaring the crap out of everyone because you never know where that little ninja's going to hide.
He gets me every time.
Yeah, he gets Sam every time. He's gotten me quite a few times.
He brought us good dinner last year. He was real prepared. He brought us some baked potatoes.
I thought she was going to say this year. I was going to be like, whoa, wait, we're doing the interview.
I'm like, excuse me.
Angelo.
Oh, see, tomorrow we're getting donuts. But y'all aren't even going to be there.
Actually, tomorrow we're getting donuts and pizza, Sean.
Oh.
We get donuts and pizza tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys always get the good stuff on Friday?
Because that's when we know y'all ain't there.
Denny's after Friday?
I went to Denny's once.
No one asked you, Miss Caesar.
Oh, Joe.
Oh,
So
wow.
let me ask you, Lynn, what's your most memorable moment so far with Circle?
Oh, wow. Other than when I first got bitten by the haunt bug by Brandy, I would have to say, honestly, last year was one of my best moments because there's so many. I can't really choose just one. Watching my actors, really embrace their role. Like when I see my vision come to life of what I think this should be, that's the moment that it just really gets me, like a proud parent, watching their kid walk, and then watching them, have fun and do what they love to do. And the fact that also, another thing this year, we had actors that we haven't seen in almost 4 years, right, Sean?
Yes.
And they've actually come back this season because they heard I was in charge. So it's good to see those faces come back to us that we actually all worked together 4 years ago, and then they all came back. But the whole thing is just watching my actors actually, do what they love to do, embrace their role. Like their aha moment is my aha moment. That's cool. There's a lot of those, and it could happen anytime, during a rehearsal or one of the random wagons I'm just on the driving through with the people that are coming to see it. And it's because I don't get to see it all the time. Like tonight, Angelo was with them because I'm here with you guys. So I don't get to see everything. So when I do get to see it, it's like, oh wow, that's pretty fucking cool. You know, I love that part. You know, it's just seeing them do what they do. You know, and the fact that they love doing what they do is what makes me, you know, want to do it even more.
That's really cool. And it's really selfless of you, man. That's you know.
Well, it's not about me. It's about my team. You know, I've done the way I look at it. I've already had my spotlight. You know, I've done theater in New York. I've gone across the country. I've danced in New York. I've had my time. You know, and that's the good thing about being basically the old man in the group of everyone except for a couple of my actors, is that this is their time to shine. As much as I love to perform, I like to watch them perform.
That's really cool.
And that's really cool. My thing. It's like you guys get to have your fun. I already did that. You know?
That's awesome. Awesome. Sam, your most memorable moment so far.
Man. There's too much. This is like asking me to pick my favorite child, like a mother of my favorite child.
Of course, Taryn's my favorite child.
Of course, right?
Lies.
You're not your father's.
I don't know. I just think like
you're adopted.
Whoops.
Who's?
I don't know. I just like
this turned into more
just the memory
real
of last.
Quick.
If I see a chair go across the room, I'm sorry, Sam.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I guess like just all the memory of like last year and stuff, like just all coming together, like because that was like my big like moment of just like being in circle and just like meeting everybody for the first time and them just opening with like just warm arms, like just really, it's my favorite. Cool. All right, Mr. Giggle Pants.
Mr. Giggle Pants. Mr. Giggle Pants, what's your most memorable moment so far?
Called him Dad.
I'd have to say,
okay. Daddy.
Maybe like a few of them when I'm kind of like I was asked by our fearless leader Lynn to like embrace this team and his dream and to be a part of that. But also, I'm going to have to go back to, I'm kind of like portraying Joker, so I guess that's where my giggle pants comes from. Because I'm always, I don't know.
Although not the,
laughing
and
all the time.
although not the, like, be, you know, all about, like, last year's Joker. But I think last year was the first year you really were Joker. You know? Well, you were, you know, in my eyes.
I love when Sean comes in agreement.
We have a studio audience today.
Well, I mean, the first time I ever actually saw you really as Joker with the character that you are the Joker.
Right.
You know, I think it was last year was the first year you actually were the Joker.
Right, yeah.
So before you just had green hair and a wicked smile.
So, one of our other people that were in charge of this haunt in its long journey to Lynn, kind of had this idea in his head because, well, I just had the perfect face for Joker, but he's told, like, you know, some person looks like Penguin. He had an idea in his head to make a movie of Batman.
Webcast.
So, whatever. Tomato, potato.
iPhone 4, iPhone 7.
Here we go again. So, in the past, when he kind of had this idea of me being Joker, like, I fell in love with it. And I wasn't really supposed to be the Joker in the haunt, but it turned out to be because he made me look like the Joker every night. So, it worked, but it wasn't like the Joker. So last year when I was actually portraying the Joker from the movie Suicide Squad, it was like, yeah, here's acting 101 and Sean's in it. So
killer.
Airbrushed.
Yeah, airbrushed.
Photoshopped.
Yeah. So speaking of airbrushing, my boss still hasn't let me airbrush him.
No.
I got painted like white every night. And I feel bad for my shower drain. Let's just say that.
That's why my tap water's white.
Yeah.
I'll let you put my base coat on for tomorrow, okay?
So, gang, let's take it the other way. Let's talk about Spinal Tap moments, we call them in the music industry, but I guess they would be your most embarrassing moments. Lynn, do you have any you want to share?
Man.
Cooter juice.
Cooter juice. I think my most embarrassing moment, I think with the Hond, would have to be when we were building the chain maze this year, and
Oh, man.
I was watching the History Channel, and the chain maze took a certain layout that we're not going to go there. And
Why not?
Okay, fine. The chain maze ended up looking like a swastika. And I didn't realize it in the design, except for when the shadows from the sun beat down on it. All you had to do was look down and you're like, oh shit. And that was my embarrassing moment because I didn't realize it, didn't even think about it. And Angelo is the one that pointed it out. And we immediately had to change it. I mean, it's just that was.
Well, yeah.
That was
But I mean, at least you saw the mistake, recognized what it was, and fixed it.
We changed it. So that was my embarrassing moment with the Hunt this year. I really don't have embarrassing moments other than when I'm with these people.
I don't know.
Sam, how about you?
The only thing that I could really think of is what happened to me, Wednesday or last week? I don't know, but we have a ramp that's coming down from the stage from the Cirque, and I was going down the ramp, and I think it just rained the night before or whatever. So
a couple hours before.
Or yeah, maybe that. I don't know. And it was slippery. So as I was twirling and coming down the ramp, I slid and I fell, but I caught myself. But
she committed.
I committed. Gotta commit. Rule number 1. I don't know. I can't think of anything else.
Sean, how about you, man?
I can think of an embarrassing moment.
For Sam?
Knobles, Angelo, Corey.
Oh my God! Let's not bring him up.
We'll save that for another time.
For next
She's
year's
turning red
radio
now for
show.
our worldwide studio audience. She is bowing her head, slouched down her chair now with her hat tilted.
The hat's going over the face.
So, speaking of embarrassing Sam
her
moments.
face just turned as red as my hair.
Why?
So what was that? 2 weeks ago, and when we went out to dinner.
Oh yes,
Was it just last week?
Oh yeah, that was an embarrassing moment too.
So Sam's birthday just passed.
Oh my God!
And we went to the Texas Roadhouse. Apparently, when you tell them that it's your birthday, they bring out a saddle for you to ride. Oh, it was great.
Sean was jealous.
But for embarrassing moments of my size, I don't really.
Sean's I don't get embarrassed.
I don't really have any.
Mickey has no embarrassing moments.
We'll make it happen.
The very first year of the Circle, back when we wore masks.
Joseph.
Wasn't properly fitted on my head, and I jumped out, and the whole thing just came right off. I'm staring at these people, and it was not fun. After that, I've had some mishaps in the chain maze. I've might have flipped when I should have just not flipped. Yeah, flop would have been I should have flopped when I flopped when I should have flipped, but not really much else. Oh, well, okay. Last year. Now that it's coming back to me.
What time at band camp?
Yes.
Dude,
Here we go.
It's therapeutic here. There's
Yes.
repressed memories on the surface.
So now, I'm sure you remember how my teeth were in the last radio show.
Oh no.
So I actually had to get some
Polydent? Fixodent?
some Polydent to make them stick in. And occasionally, maybe I just didn't have that much Polydent in there. So I'm trying to say my lines and my teeth are falling out of my mouth. Okay, so yeah, that would be the worst.
Like the alien with the extra set of jaws.
Yeah. Oh. It was I had to catch them as I felt I lost my teeth.
It's like a geriatric Joker.
Yeah. Pretty
Harley,
much.
clean these.
Yeah. All right.
Oh my God. Well, Lynn, plug away. Tell us when, where, how, who. Go ahead, and then we'll hit a song.
All right. Well, if you want to see my freaks in action, come up to the Circle Drive and Circle of Screams in Dixon City, Pennsylvania, 1911 Scranton Carbondale Highway. We open up our gates at 6:30 p.m. starting tomorrow, September 22nd. The tickets are $15 per attraction, unless you get the combo pass, which for the month of September is at $12.50. After that, it goes up to $25.
Breathe.
And we run up until the regular hayride runs until October 29th, and then we have the Dark Circle, which is our extreme hands-on walkthrough tour for $45 per person on November 3rd and 4th. So come up, get scared, have some fun, just chill with your friends and have a blast. Get up here and see my freaks; they're waiting for you. Mwah.
If Lynn doesn't work out as anything haunt related, he could just be really good at infomercial and car
I was
salesman.
just thinking, he's got a great radio voice.
Oh, that's the other thing is,
I got a great face for
Haunt
radio.
want some mattresses?
You got a great radio voice.
I'm calling KRZ. I need to get on that. But also the other thing is the hayride is weather permitting. If it is raining, the hayride does not go on. But however, Delfino Manor does go rain or shine, so no matter what the weather is, you can get your scare on, and trust me, it will be worth it. And I'm not saying that just because I am the manager. I am saying that because my actors are killer.
Killer.
Yeah.
Sweet. Right now I got some infernal opera.
Oh.
Yeah, basically. Band out of Philadelphia. Tune's called The Devil Himself. I'm trying to stick with the theme here. All right. Check it out, gang. We'll be right back. And we're back with Circle of Screams. Lynn, Sam, Sean, and the Nemos are here.
It sounds like an Asian band.
Lynn, Sam, Sean, and the Nemo.
Sean and the Nemos. A doo-wop band.
Perfect.
So the dates were cutting out. So plug.
Okay. So we open up tomorrow, September 22nd, and we run through October 29th with the regular season. The hayride is $15. The manor is $15. However, if you get the combo pass, it is $25. And if you get the combo pass in September, it is $12.50 to go through all the attractions. It includes the horror movie. You can find all this information on www.circleofscreams.com. On November 3rd and 4th, we have our Dark Circle, which is the darker side of the circle. It's a hands-on, by us only, flashlight guided tour of the entire haunt and the manor. Don't wear anything nice because you will get blood and gore on you and other possible fluids. If it is raining, the hayride will be not running, but the Delfino Manor is rain or shine, so no matter what the weather is, you can get your scare on at the Circle of Screams. So,
Awesome.
There we go.
Awesome. You should be doing voiceover.
As Beetlejuice.
What?
Hey folks, how's it going? Welcome to Circle of Screams. If you want to get your scare on, come and see us September 29th to October 29th.
Oh,
good
God.
luck, JM.
Wow. So this has been great. It was great last year. It was even better this year. This is great. Lynn, I want to thank you, man, because with all that stuff going on with my daughter last year, the seizures, you were right there, you know, and so I want to thank you for taking care of her and looking out for her. I don't care this year. No.
She's holding up the pen for herself, Lynn. Just add her as a prop.
Not there.
Well, and that's just what we do at the Circle. We take care of our own, and we're there for them. And if they need anything, they know that there's a lot of people that they can turn to.
He's not listening.
So, I mean, thank you. It means a lot hearing a parent, appreciate that I was there for a child when they needed me.
Yes.
But that's just what we do for our people.
Awesome.
Especially when they got a wicked scream.
If you couldn't scream, he would have left you.
I'm sorry, who are you? Oh, you're in character? The zombies are that way. Nah, I would have done that. But yeah.
So, what would you say is the ultimate goal for Circle of Screams? What would you like to see?
I honestly would like to see it personally, be a full-time endeavor for me. A lot of the work, majority of the work happens in the off-season when we're plotting and planning and writing for next year. So I'd like to see it turn into a full-time thing for me. It just is what I would like to do. Go bigger, go badder, because I believe in you go big or go home. And we're still growing. So, I mean, you'll never see the last of us. Circle of Screams is going to be around for quite a while. But yeah, bigger and badder things. Let me take my gloves off and show you what I'm made of.
Cool. Now, is it something you want to keep seasonal, or is it something you would like to see year-round?
Because we're primarily an outdoor attraction, so doing it year-round isn't allowable because of how the winters do get up here in the Northeast. I would totally love to do a year-round attraction. Do different shows like a Christmas horror show or even a Valentine's Day type thing. Just something along those natures. But, weather permitting, we aren't able to do that. Heck, we couldn't get up there as early as I wanted to because I was already messaging my boss in March saying, when can I come up and start doing this? But then we had that, that lovely nor'easter that dropped 3 feet of snow on us.
Yeah.
So everything was frozen solid for quite a while.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I would love to totally do something year round. That would be amazing. But for now, I think we're going to focus on doing the haunted attraction just in the fall time. And besides, it takes a lot of work upon with my actors and their training because their training is really volunteer training. They come up, they dedicate their time to me for their training. So it would take a long time to train them to do, okay, now we're going to switch gears, and in a month we have to do a Christmas show. It would be a lot of stress right now. So I want to focus on the Halloween, because that's the best time to get scared. You know, people get it'll get stale. It would get stale if it was year round.
Yeah, but it would be cool. I'm sure you can pull it off, man.
Oh, I would love to. I mean, totally would love to pull it off. I mean, it would be amazing. But
yeah,
I actually have a lot of fun in the off season with my crew planning for the next year. I mean, we just want to try and see how far that they'll let me push the limits.
Cool. And I can't even imagine how you do it, man. Aside from the radio show here, I put together shows. This Saturday, we got 4 bands playing one night. That was a fucking nightmare. One night.
Yeah.
I can't imagine how you do it. You know?
Well, as my cast can attest, I get like no sleep at night. I'll go home and I'll get home around 10:30, 11 o'clock. I'll sleep for 6 hours, get up and prepare my day to come back up to the haunt. It's just a process. And I'm an impatient person, so I like to see things done now, which kind of puts a lot of pressure on them. So they kind of share my anxiety with it. But it's the cool thing is with something like this, because it's not just a one-night deal. If something doesn't go right, the opening weekend, I can fix it for the next time, so that by the second weekend, it's everything that all the bugs are worked out. So it's kind of relaxing that way. But leading up to it, it's definitely like turning a lot more of my hair gray. I've gotten a lot of gray hairs from being in the haunt industry. Thank God for Clairol. But yeah, it just gets easier as the season goes on. It's just when they shut their doors at the Circle of Screams for the season of the haunt, that's when it all starts all over again. Actually, after a week this time. Last year, I didn't even give myself a week off. Like this year, I told everybody, I was like, I don't want to hear anyone unless it's how's Disney, how's Universal. And not until the 15th when I get back.
Or if I ask you about your dog, be like, hey.
Oh, or about my dog, since Sam's watching my babies for me.
Hit me up, guys. I'm an excellent dog sitter. Got resumes.
She'll even take the money you pay her and fill up your gas tank.
Pretty much.
And yes, they are laminated.
Mm-hmm.
That's from the M&M commercial.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah,
okay, so I'm a nerd.
It's all good.
Oh my God! So yeah, I had a great time tonight. Thank you again for doing this.
You're welcome.
Great
Sean
to be
and Sam.
back. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Every show, I think we did this last year. I invited you to partake in this tradition. We play at the end of the show. We play a song from Blue Felix called "Middle Finger Up," and we dedicate the finger to something, someone, or whatever that has pissed us off that previous week. And again, I would like you guys to partake in this festivity with me.
You guys first.
Sean.
Well, this just goes out to it's mainly just something that just happened today. Just some miserable old lady. So my middle finger salute goes out to this wretched old lady. And, yep. Here's to you.
Sam.
Oh, man. My middle finger salute goes out to somebody that likes to take shoes, unlace them, and just give you back the shoe without the lace.
Wow.
Sean.
At Sean.
Hashtag Sean.
That's why I'm not wearing laces today.
Just makes it easier to take the shoe off.
Lynn.
My middle finger, I mean, honestly, I can say that no one has pissed me off this year. And that's a good thing. Well, there has been tea served, Sam. 'Cause normally I would give the middle finger to our competition. But, with everything that's going on, like I said earlier, I'm turning over a new leaf.
Extending an olive branch.
I'm extending an olive branch to the other haunts in the area. and this is the only chance you'll get from me, then it's the middle finger salute. So, I mean, the middle finger will just go to anyone who doesn't want to, share the wealth and have fun with each other and, connect. It's there's a lot of people I'd like to give the middle finger to, especially a certain little actress's mom that I had to let go, and then her mom wants to come up and get in my face. I do have a middle finger salute. That goes to you, and I'm not calling your name out because I know where you work.
Very good. Well, I'm going to throw a finger to the haters.
That's
just the haters. Haters,
Haters.
If you got haters, you must be doing something right.
Apparently, I've got some big haters in the Honda industry, so I guess my crew is doing something very right.
Well, that's it, man. I
mean, fingers to the haters.
The haters are probably the best fans you can ever have.
Mm-hmm.
The more they hate, the more you're doing something right, man.
Yeah, and you can just take all of my actors that I were second rated to what I wanted. All right, now I'm starting to serve tea.
There we go.
Sip your tea, Lynn. Sip your tea.
All right, gang. Lynn, Sam, Sean, thank you.
Thank you.
Gang, we will have Behind the Gray here next week. They're going to be talking about their latest CD. So that's always nuts when they're here. We got the emos here tonight. Not the emos, the Nemos.
What's the difference at this point?
The Nemos. Sorry, Nemos.
Hey, only I can take a Shakespearean actress and turn her into a ghetto thug in my show.
How about that?
How about that? Cash me outside.
How about that?
All right, gang. I will see you next week. As always, be safe, stay well, keep it metal. This is Blue Felix, middle finger up.
Never refrain with a pistol in your mouth, I bet you're out of tune. Put your middle finger up.